We have to bounce back, and the word we're going to use this week is redemption. We have to redeem ourselves. Obviously, we made some mistakes during the game. In every game, we talk to our players about certain things that we have to do offensively, defensively, special teams-wise. This game, we made more mistakes. We turned the ball over. There was a key turnover in the third quarter that really made the difference and changed the momentum of the game. We gave them the ball with a short field inside the red zone, and they went up at yet another score. And the plan was the second half, they were getting the ball back, so we needed to get a defensive stop. We did. We just didn't do what we had to do offensively and drive the ball down and score, which would have put us ahead. So that's the game. So this week, it's about bouncing back and redeeming ourselves, and we feel like we can do that against PSJ Memorial. We definitely need to be able to sustain drives offensively. We need to move the chains. When you play a team like Porter, who's got some big weapons in Gunnar Williams and Alejandro Stevens, the game plan was we needed to control the clock and move the chains and keep them on the sideline. And that didn't happen. So obviously, we've got to clean that up. You know, we've got a great coaching staff, and they worked hard all weekend on putting a great plan together for PSJ Memorial, and we'll do that. But definitely looked at the film. There's a lot of things that we still got to fix. You know, we've got to be better tacklers. We missed a handful of tackles against some great athletes. But moving forward, you know, we want to improve every week. And this week, again, is about bouncing back and putting a great game plan together against PSJ Memorial. Oh, I think, you know, we stack up very well. I think we're going to be very competitive. We're certainly playing at a higher level. Our players are buying in. They're working hard. If you look at our roster, we have a handful of seniors, and we're playing with a great deal of sophomores and juniors, but we don't treat them that way. We're going to line up, we're going to play football, and you look at our schedule, everybody on our schedule we respect, but we feel like we can go out there and compete and win every game that we are involved in. Our quarterback, Marco Aguilar, you know, he is a first-year varsity quarterback, stepping up in that role. So Marco's done a great job of not only playing that position, but being a leader. Andrew Mendoza had a 70-plus yard touchdown run to give us a chance there in the third quarter or into the fourth quarter. He's done a great job. Defensively, Jesus Benavides has done a great job. Our defensive line and O-line, Isaiah Loya, we've got a handful of players, not big names, and we don't necessarily have a player that just stands out, but we play together as a unit, as a team, and that's what's important to us. Well, we've always said just work hard, every day show up and be coachable and put everything out on the field. And I think that's what they've done. They've bought in since last season, you know, finishing the season, going through a gauntlet in 32-6A. You know, that was tough, playing the best of the best. I think that they say iron sharpens iron. So when you play tough teams like that, I think that playing at that level and seeing those teams at that caliber got us ready. So going into that last game against Rivera, we were ready to go. We were in a back and forth game against Rivera, but they found a way to win. That momentum carried over to the off season, it carried over to spring ball, and it carried over to the summer. So I feel that our players believe in themselves. They know that they can play at a higher level. And so the advice I give them is show up and be coachable every day, and it's going to pay off, and they've seen it pay off. We've had a great start, probably the best start Donna North has ever had. I think it is. We did go 1-0 last year. We went 1-0 this year. We were able to top that and go 2-0 and be able to be involved in a big game of the week with a lot of hype. But that's okay. We welcome that, because I think what happens in those type of games is now our players are seasoned to that kind of attention and being in a big game like that. So the advice I have is let's go to work. We got to get ready for the next opponent, learn from our mistakes, and build on the good, because there was a lot of good. But we've got to get ready for PSJ Memorial, and that's going to be a big challenge for us. Well, their quarterback, of course, has done a great job. His name is Ryan Reyna, and he's done a great job of kind of leading that team. They're 1-2. We've got some similar opponents. They played Juarez, played them tough. They won that game 11-0. They also played Porter, similar score. They lost 34-13. So we know going into this game, they've got a great running back in Osiel Flores. He carries the ball very well, runs very tough. So we've got to be able to contain him in the running game, and they do a good job of mixing it up and throwing the football. So those offensively, those are two players that we're going to have to key on. Defensively, they've got a great defensive end and senior Gio Garza, who's a great force on the outside, setting the edge. And then they've got a great middle linebacker named Ricardo Vera. So those are some key players they have. But overall, they're a well put together team. Coach Littleton and his staff do a great job. And ultimately, every Friday night, every game night, you have to get ready to play because anybody can beat anybody.